This is Mac OS Ken.
Apple Watch, gone in 600 seconds. Apple's appealing in the Fortnite fight and making more room for making more TV. It is Monday, the 11th of October, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Ladder. Smart, dynamic term life insurance. Learn more at ladderlife.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Nebia, maker of the Nebia by Moen Spa Shower. It's pretty rare that I think about how much water is being wasted when I shower. With my Nebia by Moen Spa Shower, I kind of don't have to. Its spray is 81% more powerful than the competition, yet it uses less than half the water. That makes it better for people and better for the planet. As for setup, installing my Nebia was really straightforward. The instructions are easy to understand, and the only thing I needed that didn't come in the box was a wrench to loosen my old shower head. Everything else was included. The Nebia by Moen Spa Shower starts at just $199, and for Mac OS Ken listeners, we have a deal for you. The first 50 people to use the code MacOSKen at Nebia.com/MacOSKen will get 10% off Nebia products. Nebia rarely does deals like this, so this is a great deal to jump on. Go to Nebia.com/MacOSKen. That's Nebia, Nebia.com/MacOSKen to check out what they have to offer. The first 50 people to use the code MacOSKen when checking out will save 10% on Nebia products. The only exception to this is pre-order products, as Nebia is currently offering free shipping in the US on those products. Again, that's Nebia.com/MacOSKen and use that code MacOSKen to save 10%. Let me tell you the story of ordering my Apple Watch Series 7. I was still awake at 4 a.m. on the West Coast last Friday, so I sensibly decided to stay up until 5. Went through my Apple Store app on my iPhone, and at about 3 minutes past 5, I was in. Since there had been no set up your order feature as there was with the iPhone 13 launch, I had to choose each thing individually. I chose the Midnight 45mm GPS with a Midnight Sport Band. Did I have an Apple Watch to trade in? Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I did. Read the terms and conditions, chose Apple Pay, decide about AppleCare Plus, and deciding about one of those steps, I can't remember which one, but deciding about one of those steps pushed my order from arriving this Friday, the 15th of October, to sometime between the 8th and 14th of November. It was 11 minutes past 5. Like an idiot, I hit cancel, figuring I had screwed something up. Did it all again, and no, I didn't screw anything up. The watch I wanted would arrive sometime between the 8th of November and the 14th. Like an idiot, I hit cancel. No idea why I thought getting the same watch as a Nike device might work, but it did. My Apple Watch Nike Series 7 GPS 45mm Midnight aluminum case with an anthracite black Nike Sport Band should be here this Friday, the 15th of October. It was 17 minutes past 5. I bring you all of that to illustrate how scarce these devices are likely to be. On Friday, 9 to 5 Mac ran a report saying shipping estimates for Apple Watch Series 7 had quickly shipped to November. Like I said, less than 10 minutes. I would call that quick. As it stands right now, said that note on Friday, the vast majority of Apple Watch Series 7 configurations, ranging from the entry-level aluminum model to the high-end titanium model, are quoting an estimated delivery date in the first or second week of November. If you're looking for a watch on October 15th, you might be able to schedule an Apple Store pickup, but you likely won't be able to find one for delivery. The Nike thing's not going to work anymore either, by the way. I just checked Apple's site, and the watch I ended up ordering now shows delivery between the 16th of November and the 23rd. Same dates for the one I originally tried to order that wasn't Nike. Different colors and band options moved the delivery date a few days. Spot checking a stainless steel model moves delivery to the first week of November, but again, that's only spot checking. Punch up the watch you want and see, but it looks like Apple Watch Series 7 may be playing hard to get for a while, at least if you're buying straight from Apple. With Apple Watch Series 7 sort of on the scene, Apple said sayonara to Series 6. iDownload blog says last year's chronometer, which was available from Apple as recently as Thursday night, has been pulled from Apple's site. That leaves a lineup at Apple that includes Apple Watch Series 7 starting at $399, Apple Watch SE starting at $279, and Apple Watch Series 3 starting at $199. That is what is available from Apple. I did a quick check last night on Amazon as well as on the sites for Best Buy and Target. They all showed availability for Series 6, discounted on Amazon, though they still seem to be running full price on the click and mortar sites. All kinds of Apple gear could stay scarce for the foreseeable future. I told you last week of problems in the supply chain in China. Word of that came to us through a note from JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee. He expressed concerns about a shortage of electric power being felt by some companies in the Middle Kingdom. When he wrote his note midweek last week, the power problems had not affected big manufacturers like Foxconn, but they had affected smaller manufacturers that make the components that make up big devices like iPhone. It was worth keeping an eye on, in Chatterjee's estimation. Now, the problems seem more pronounced. The Japanese business site Nikkei ran a report on Friday saying that power outages in the supply chain are starting to freak out some manufacturers. Put less casually, the piece says widespread power outages in China are reigniting a push by tech manufacturers to shift production away from Asia's biggest economy, with suppliers to Apple, Amazon, and others scrambling to keep production on track ahead of the busy holiday season. To be clear, these are planned power outages. Reasons for the power restrictions listed by Nikkei include rising commodity prices, surging electricity demand amid a post-pandemic recovery, and the government's carbon reduction commitments. For now, it sounds like big players in Apple's supply chain have not taken a hit. The Nikkei report says many large Chinese tech suppliers, such as emerging iPhone assembler Luxshare and its subsidiaries across different provinces, were spared from the power suspension, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. At the same time, the report says links in Apple's supply chain have warned that the power cuts pose a threat to supply chain continuity. More news in a moment, but first a word from Ladder. Smart, dynamic term life insurance. Do you ever stop and think about the good disruptions we've seen in our lives? Smartphones, streaming services. Think about it. You can speak into the air, ask to hear music, and music will start playing. That's nuts. The internet is a huge disruption, and Ladder is looking to use that one to be a disruptor itself, making learning about and getting life insurance so much better. Before Ladder, if you wanted to get life insurance, you had to go someplace, sit through a sales pitch, fill out a ton of paperwork, then wait for weeks to see if you were approved. Now, with Ladder, you can get fast, affordable term life insurance without leaving home. It's all online when you apply for $3 million or less in coverage. It really is simple. The initial questions took me less time than you'll spend listening to today's show. If you're between the ages of 20 and 60, need coverage, and want to team up with a company that is redeeming life insurance, choose Ladder. Go to ladderlife.com/macOSKen today to see if you're instantly approved. LADDER, that's ladderlife.com/macOSKen. ladderlife.com/macOSKen. If you thought Apple was going to read the writing on the wall, take the high road and its lumps in the Fortnite fight, and accept the ruling handed down last month in the Epic v. Apple case, sucker. I'm partially talking to myself on that, by the way. Mac Rumors says word hit Friday that Apple plans to fight back against the decision that would make it let developers link to payment options outside the App Store. That would, of course, kill the 15 to 30% commission Apple collects from purchases and subscriptions. Also, the report says Apple has asked the court for a stay on the permanent injunction that requires it to implement those changes by December. Apple's framing of that request is interesting. According to that, the company understands and respects the court's concerns regarding communications between developers and consumers. Apple is carefully working through many complex issues across a global landscape, seeking to enhance information flow while protecting both the efficient functioning of the App Store and the security and privacy of Apple's customers. Striking the right balance may solve the court's concerns, making the injunction, and perhaps even Apple's appeal itself, unnecessary. A stay is warranted in these circumstances, so says Apple. It sounds like this whole thing will be cut close. Mac Rumor says the permanent injunction is currently scheduled to go into effect on the 9th of December, but if Apple wins, it will not have to make changes at the time. Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers, the judge who handed down the original decision, is set to hear Apple's case on the 16th of November. Here's a weird thing for Apple customers in Australia. Apple Insider says folks buying almost any Apple gear down under will get AppleCare Plus for free for 1 week. As of the 5th of October, the piece says Australian customers purchasing iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Mac, Apple TV, AirPods, HomePod, iPod Touch, and other eligible Apple devices receive a 7-day complimentary AppleCare Plus plan that affords all the trappings of a full subscription. For 7 days. When they say all the trappings, they mean it. Theft and loss coverage not included. The report says the service covers 2 incidents of accidental damage within the 7-day period, with the usual fees. It also includes express replacement service, as well as battery service, and priority access to telephone or web-based technical support. And you gotta figure that that's what this is about. Either that or trying to play nice with the government getting a bit thorny for the Cupertino company. Not surprising, what with its being a government on planet Earth. And finally today, Apple is making a lot more room to make a lot more content for Apple TV Plus. The Los Angeles Times ran a piece on Friday about a couple of buildings Apple is building in the City of Angels, Tinseltown, Lotus Land. According to the report, Apple announced Friday that it will roughly double its office presence in the Culver City area, where Apple TV Plus is based. The paper says the plan is to build 2 new mid-rise buildings connected by a shared wall on multiple parcels in Culver City and Los Angeles. It'll be an expansion of more than 550,000 square feet, which is bigger than industry watchers had expected. About all that's known as the size right now. The LA Times frames the story as illustrative of the rise of streaming services in Hollywood, with Netflix, Amazon, HBO, and other streamers occupying more and more office and production space. At the same time, the report says Apple currently has more than 1,500 employees in Culver City and Los Angeles, including workers at Apple TV Plus and Apple Music, as well as engineers and teams working on artificial intelligence and machine learning. Well, if there was ever a city in which to work on the artificial. An Apple spokesperson says the buildings are just in the planning stage at this point. No word on when we will be able to stand outside and say, "What do you think they're doing in there?" macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Nebia. Save 10% on Nebia products by using code macOSKen at nebia.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Ladder, smart, dynamic term life insurance. Learn more at ladderlife.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.